Your ex is ghosting you at the moment and you don't know exactly what to do. You feel really bad about this feeling of rejection. You hate it. I'm going to share with you in this video messages that you can send to him or her, and that will make them react and potentially re-engage with you. I'll share everything after the jingle.
IGetMyExBack.com. Everyone deserves a second chance.
First case is that your ex wants you to feel bad. So we're talking about this sort of manipulation and control. It's in a way to establish dominance over the other person. It's not narcissistic disorder, but in a way you have this sense of manipulation. They are doing that because they want to hurt you in a way. That desire for punishment. You know, they suffered the breakup. Maybe you did something really bad to them, and they want to pay back, right? What it does is creates a lot of anxiety, and you're probably watching this video because that's the case. You know, you don't know what's going on. You feel really bad. You crave that connection. You really want to speak with them. You want to be with them, and that creates that anxiety. So the problem is when this happens, you end up begging. You end up being needy, clingy. You know, you really want that communication, and you are approaching things the wrong way. So what I'm going to share with you, the message I'm going to share with you, really helps you to get unstuck from this type of situation without coming across as needy. You'll see what I mean by that. So the healthy way is to talk to each other and understand each other's need. It's something that I say almost on each of my videos. As soon as you understand your ex's needs or your partner's need, you've done half of the job. Now it's really about how you can meet those needs, create that safe space. So right now, there's a lot of resentment, there's a lot of negativity, a lot of tension between you guys. The idea is to really understand their needs, and rather than blaming the other, use forms of effective communication, non-violent communication, in order for you to express as well your needs without judging. So ask yourself those questions. What is his objective or her objective? Has he or she done this before? If you notice that it's something that they've done consistently, you might be actually drawing the conclusion that they potentially have a tendency to be a narcissistic person. And in that case, when I meet people who tell me these kind of things, I really want them to open their eyes on whether they want to get with that person, whether they have more to win or to lose getting back with that person. So really ask those questions. What's their objective? Is there a hidden agenda? Have they done this in the past? So the SMS, the message you can send. And I'm going to actually put the text in the description. You can pause the video and you can also look at the description and copy paste if you want. Hi, I see you're no longer responding to me. I'm not sure I understand why. Also, I'd like to know if you're angry, sad, or upset with me. Do you require more space? If that's the case, I understand. But this silence is difficult for me, so could you please keep me updated? Perhaps we can find some time to talk about this in the coming days. So you see, you're not pointing fingers, you're just talking about your emotional state. You're asking open-ended questions. Asking, whether you're angry, sad, or upset. You're not saying like, you're treating me, you're giving me the silence treatment, and I hate that. How it's so disrespectful from you. You don't want to have this turn of tone. You're talking from your perspective. This silence is difficult for me. Okay, if they care about you and they hear and they see that you're suffering from that silence, they will react. Okay, so that's the principle. So copy paste this message, have a look whether you make it yours, and play with it. And use it if you want, if it's been months of no contact, radio silence, and you're struggling to know whether you should fight for that relationship or not, why don't you see this? Why don't you send this? Okay? Second reason is your ex doesn't give a damn. That could happen. Maybe for a few days, few weeks, even months, you've done everything you can, but it doesn't pay off. A person is that's the thing I work on with my clients, is I ensure that you are madly in love. And when it's the case, at some stage, if you do the right things, if you've worked on yourself and didn't deteriorate the relationship or the situation after the breakup, they will come to you with a lot of, not a lot, but like a few SMSs, because they are interested. At the end of the day, they want to be happy as well. And if they were happy with you and they start to realize that they made a mistake, of course they're going to come back. So the behavior of your ex will reveal a lot about their emotional state, and that's why ghosting you, giving you the silence treatment for months, is actually a very good hint as well. Before I explain you or I show you this message, I just want to remind you of something. Communication is a skill. If everybody was an expert in communication skill, I wouldn't have a job. Relationship counselors wouldn't exist. And the divorce rate would be 5% instead of 50%. Now that I state this, the problem you have as well, and that's why I don't do a lot of videos about messages, because it's very hard to provide you some sort of templates or magical SMS. Because by experience, it doesn't really work, it doesn't really fit. Because communicating with your ex, communicating with your partner is very personal, is very... You're talking to them, you're not talking to... it's not something like you can use a template to share your feeling, to share how you feel, to describe your situation, right? So my point is, if you use this text, or if you want any other help in terms of communicating with your ex, whether you want to break no contact and you don't know exactly how to do it, whether you're in touch with your ex and you feel stuck, you feel like she's or he's friend zoning me, or any types of questions regarding the communication, WhatsApp me. Send me a WhatsApp. I'll check my WhatsApp a few times a day. So I'm not going to reply right away, but I check my WhatsApp a few times a day. And if you have any question, if you want me to guide you initially, I'll be more than happy to help and really help you go into the right direction. Perhaps maybe correcting some of the draft messages or things that you want to send to your ex. But don't hesitate. I would always try to help you, and then we can discuss if you want additional help. That's fine. But don't hesitate. WhatsApp me. I've started to do that, and I love the interaction because it gives me, from my point of view, a bit of flexibility, and from your point of view also it's very handy because you can send me screenshots or anything. And in terms of when you need help around communication, I think it's the best tool out there to do that. So don't hesitate. It's totally free, obviously. You just click. There's a link somewhere I'm going to put the link actually in the first comment, and also there's one in the description. You just click on there. You'll see it's magic. You click on the link and it gets you directly from your WhatsApp to my number. You don't even have to add my number to your phone. It's magic. I found it like the other day. I'm really happy about this trick. Anyway, so click on the link, directly getting through my WhatsApp, and I'll be chatting with you as soon as possible. That message is, if things don't work out between us, I understand, and we'll move on without hesitation. On the other hand, all I want to know is where we both stand. So now it's really about, okay, you're in the fog, you need clarity. We're not... In a way, you put a little bit of pressure, but without judging. It's really how you can regain control, because that's the problem you might have right now, is that sense of the lack of control, the lack of what should I do, what should I say. He or she took control of the situation when they broke up with me. So what you also have to understand is, don't send tons of SMS. When you send those kind of SMS, it's kind of closure SMS. Maybe you have to wait a few days before you send that message, because you have to understand that once you send that message, you don't need to send more. If you have no response, you have a response. That's very important for you to understand. If you have no response, if your ex doesn't even take 30 seconds to reply to that message, regardless of what they say, you have your response. So maybe they're ghosting you because they feel weird and they feel uncomfortable, or they don't know exactly what to say. But once you send something like that and your ex is still ignoring you, that's an answer. And once you get that answer, you get your closure. This is when you can move on. This is when you can focus on other things. And I know it's very harsh. I know it's very also easy from my point of view, telling you these kind of things. But at the end of the day, you have to face reality. At the end of the day, you don't want to be fighting for something that's not recoverable. Right? I see and I hear people a few times a week, at least twice a week, where, they're stuck. It's been like 6 months, nothing works. They've tried everything, and when they describe the situation, they didn't do anything wrong. And I tell them, what's the point? So what are you trying to achieve? Yeah, but I want closure. Okay, let's get closure. Let's send one last SMS. You don't need to send love letter or accountability letters or stuff like that. That's bullshit. Just send one SMS. And you don't have to wait for them to give you an answer. You have the control. You can control. You are the one deciding whether you get closure or not. That's the problem of people who are struggling to move on. They're waiting for the other to provide them closure. You have the ability to get closure yourself. Send this message. Take the leap of faith. Send this message. And if you have no response, that's your response. And you should move on. I hope that was helpful. Oh yeah, if you ever beg him, it doesn't matter this slide. Take care about yourself. Let me know, and I look forward to speaking with you on WhatsApp. Bye-bye.
igetmyexpac.com. Everyone deserves a second chance.